Can you hear me? Okay, what we studied in the last class? Yes, what we studied in the last class?
Intensity of pressure.
Okay. Have we studied intensity of pressure or something else? Yes, anyone?
Also, the loss of heat.
Loss of heat, loss of head. Okay. So in the last class, we did the equation of Bernoulli's energy equation. It is similar to the energy conservation. Of course, it is. What is the Bernoulli equation? Yes, what is Bernoulli equation? P by
rho g
rho g plus
v square over 2g plus z.
plus z is equal to,
The same thing.
yes, same thing, or it is equal to constant, right? If it is 2 here, you can apply two different location. This is for ideal flows. Okay. Then what we studied in the last class, what we discussed, that for real flows, real fluids, we have this plus some H, a loss of head. Okay. Most of you have solved this the problem we started in the last class and send me. I don't remember the names, but many of you have solved that problem and send me. Okay. In the problem, I will just revise that problem. I will not complete it. So in that problem, it is given that there is a pipe of constant area. Okay. Area is constant. The and with reference, the section 1 is at a distance of 28 meters, whereas section 2 is at 30 meters. Same diameter it is, around I think 400 millimeter. And we need to find out the, so what you do, you find the energy at say A and B. It is given in that question. Do you remember we started one question in the last class, EA and EB. So you can apply, instead of 2, 1, you can also apply for A and B. Yeah, can you help me in writing? At A, what should I write? PA by rho G plus VA square by 2G plus ZA. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Similarly, PB divided by rho G plus VB square by 2G plus ZB. So if you put those values, you get 84 point something at the A and 89 point some value in meters at B. Now, if you take the HL is the loss of energy between the two. See what Bernoulli says for
Doctor.
ideal flows, it should be equal. Okay, but for real, what he says, there is some head loss. So if you take the energy difference at 1 and 2 or A and B, you will get the head loss. So if you take the values of PA, VA and ZA, you will get 84 point some value in the at the A. Similarly, if you put the values of the B, you will get P in energy at the level B. If you take
Doctor,
the
I think it's the
The opposite.
Yes, it's the opposite.
Opposite, doctor.
so it is
89 for A, 84 for B.
84 point.
85 for A.
Yes,
This is-
English.
So if you take the difference between the two, so which energy is higher?
A.
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 Okay, so it is coming 5.03 meters, something like that. Okay, so flow is from A to B or B to A.
A to B.
A to B.
B. Doctor, I have question.
ZA is 28.
Yes.
No, doctor. Yes. It's 28.
28 and this is 30. So if
Yes.
you see, it is going from low level to high level, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Against the gravity. Why it is going against the gravity? They have the same velocity. The area is same, so velocity is same. Why it is going from bottom to top? Because their pressure is high. So total energy is high at A. That's why it is going from high energy level to low energy.
Doctor, why the energy with meter here?
How much you are getting? Or what is the unit you are getting?
Joule.
Why?
Always the energy with joule.
Okay. What is ZA?
Meter.
Height, right? So it is meter, right?
Yes, meter.
Okay. We discussed this also in the class. Every term in the Bernoulli equation, is energy per unit weight of the fluid. What it is? This is energy, of course, but for 1 kilonewton, or sorry, 1 Newton per unit weight it is. Okay. So if you take the what is joule per Newton? What is joule? Joule is Newton meter, right?
Yes.
Divided by weight. Newton will cancel, what will come? Meters. So we are talking about the energy for 1 unit weight of fluid. It can go any amount. See, there is no mention of how much mass is going. It is just that this is the energy for every kilogram or every Newton of fluid going through that. So every Newton of fluid will have this energy. Okay. So the unit of each term, if you take, even if you take this or this or this, you will get the energy, unit as meters. Okay, otherwise the unit of pressure is Newton per meter square, velocity is meter per second. This is meter. See, for addition, we need the unit used to be same, right? Then only we can add or subtract.
Okay, okay. Clear, doctor.
Okay, so this was the sum we started in the last class. Okay, now we'll go to the application of Bernoulli equation. Okay, Bernoulli equation is very, very important equation, and you will find wherever there is flow, you can apply the Bernoulli equation. Even if you go to the fountain, if you go to Corniche, if you see the fountain, the flow is going from inlet and then it is going to particular height, and then water is, the velocity is becoming almost dead, right? So there also you can apply the energy equation. Anywhere you can apply, wherever there is a flow, you can say that there is a Bernoulli equation. Okay. Now, as per our syllabus, or you can say course content in the book, we have 3 applications of the Bernoulli's equation for measurement related things, but we will focus on 2 things. The first is the Venturimeter. Venturimeter and pitot tube. We have orifice meter or orifice meter. But we will focus on these 2. These instruments or these things are for the measurement of, this is Venturimeter for the discharge, that means volume flow rate. How much is volume going from the pipe per unit time? So that is the discharge. How many meter cubes of water is going in 1 second, or how many liters going in particular duration. Okay, so for that, for example, here you driving car. Okay, so your fuel is continuously flowing and how much it is consuming for particular duration. Okay, so you can get that in kg per second as well as meter cube per second. If it is large amount, usually you say in the, instead of kilogram, we can say in the liters per second. Pitot tube is for measuring the velocity. Both or all these 3 equations uses the all these instruments uses the Bernoulli equation to get the values. Now we will use Bernoulli equation for ideal flows, okay, to measure the discharge or velocity. Okay. Now I'm going to explain the Venturimeter. So how many devices that are there? Just for in our course related to the Bernoulli's equation, we have the Venturimeter, pitot tube, and orifice meter. Out of those 2, we will study Venturimeter and pitot tube. Orifice meter I will explain later. Now Venturimeter is a device. So wherever there are like the big pipelines, okay, for example, the water to the whole city, Jeddah, is supplied from, say, very big tanks. Now you need to know that how many liters are going continuously. Say, for example, in 1 hour, how much water is supplied to Jeddah. So you can imagine how much big quantity it will be. Okay. So in those cases, you need to understand how much is required and how much you are supplying. So for that measurement, what they do, so due to, if say a big pipe is there, like okay, so this is the pipe. So okay, say there is a big pipe like this, then what they do, they use some, so they add or attach some device to this, okay, and that is venturimeter. So how they do, they use a divergent section. Then there is a small throat, small is constant area. Then you have the a long tube. Okay, now this is connected to the pipe. So if you see this area and this area is same, okay, we have the shorter convergent section, then we have the throat, and then a divergent section. Okay, this device from say this 1, 2 and 3, this device is called as the venturimeter between 1 to 3. It is also called as the convergent divergent tube. Convergent means area is decreasing, then divergent tube. Okay, there is a small throat area. This is convergent, this is divergent, and in between we have a small t. T means throat area. Okay, so say I am applying this energy equation or Bernoulli equation at two sections. What is this? What are the two sections? One section is the at the inlet of the convergent. So say this is the fluid passing through this tube or pipe continuously. Now you can easily say that this is the energy equation applied at 1 and 2. P2 by rho g plus V2 square by Z2. Okay. Now if you use this equation, say I applied to this already and I wrote here. Okay, in the for this particular case, can you tell me what is Z1 and Z2?
Z1 is equal to Z2, doctor, here,
Yeah,
right?
because it is horizontal, right? Okay, say Z2 is equal to Z1. Anything else?
Doctor, where is the reference line?
You take any reference. You take
No,
reference line reference. You take
below
here.
the device.
Yes, below this. Okay. Even if you take above, Z will become negative minus, but it will be equal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, horizontal, but it should be horizontal, not at any angle. So Z2 is equal to Z1. Okay, so what it will become? Okay, say for example, if I attach can you tell me what is this? Yes.
I think, Doctor, here the pressure at pipe 1 is higher than pipe 2, right?
Yes. Yes. But what is this device called as? Have you studied this?
Hygrometer?
Have you studied this?
Yes.
This is called as, this instrument is called as manometer, right? We studied in the first chapter. This is to measure the pressure, right? Now, if you apply it to two places, then it is called as differential manometer. If you remember, I plotted something like this. Do you remember this diagram? It was something like this. So this is saying that the pressure in A is more than pressure in B, right? Because this fluid, manometric fluid is going up on the B side. Do you remember this? This was the differential U-tube manometer, right? So here also we have the, now instead of these two pipes are like this one, at one pipe is at two different sections. Now this is H. So can I say that P1, which one is higher, P1 or P2?
P1.
P1, right? Can you tell me what is P1 minus P2 from your first chapter? What is the pressure related to the H? Is H related to pressure?
Yes.
Yes. How much it is?
Rho GH, Doctor?
Yes. Rho G H. Is this row of water or row of this fluid?
Of gas.
Rho of this fluid.
Gas.
Sorry, a fluid, yes. This fluid.
Where is the gas? Okay. We are studying, remember, we are studying incompressible, right?
Yes.
So oils, waters, etc. will be there, not gases.
Okay.
Okay. I told you, if you are aeronautical engineer, you have the course of compressible flow, separate course for the compressible flows. Here we have the mostly incompressible flows. Of course, we started with general, but mostly it is incompressible, that is related to the liquids. Okay. Anyways, so this P1 minus P2 is rho GH, right? Everyone agrees this. Okay. So if I, okay, this rho is the rho of mercury, right? Remember this. If it is mercury, or say this is for manometric fluid, right? This is rho means rho M it is, right? Manometric fluid. Rho M, M for say manometric. This tube is called as differential U-tube manometer. Okay. So just remember that this is rho is equal to rho M. Now, if I take rho G this side, what it will become? Can I write this P1 by rho G minus P2 by rho G is equal to H if I take rho G and divide with 2?
Yes.
Of course, it will be divided by whole, but if I separate it, am I right? Is this correct? P1 by rho G minus P2 by rho G is equal to H.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Are you following everything? Now, if I use these two terms and put in the Bernoulli equation here, what will I get? This board is very small. Okay. So if you know that Z2 is equal to Z1, right? So you can cancel Z2 and Z1, right?
Yes.
If I take P2 by rho g that side and bring V1 minus V1 square minus by 2g this side, okay, so it will get P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g, right?
Yes.
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 I'm bringing V1 square by 2g this side. So what I will get from this?
H equals
H equal
P2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g is equal to P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g, and it is equal to H. Am I right?
yes.
yes.
So this is say equation 1. Okay. I told you this venturimeter is used for measurement of what? What we
Pressure.
measure? What we measure using this venturimeter, not manometer. Venturimeter, this device. Convergent divergent tube. We use this for measurement of discharge. I'm repeating, how much is the flow rate? How much flow is going per unit time? That is measured using the venturimeter. Venturimeter is from this point to this point. See, whatever is this here from this to this is the venturimeter. This is the water or liquid pipe. This is also a pipe. How much it is going between the two, it will be measured using this venturimeter and manometer combination. So we need a discharge. So what is the discharge formula? Q equals to A1 V1 or A2 V2. Am I right?
Yes.
What is V1 from here? A2 V2 divided by A1, right? Okay, now I need to erase this. I hope you have taken the screenshot for your reference. Have you taken? Now, V1 is equal to so V2 square minus V1 square is equal to 2GH. Am I right? V2 square minus V1 square divided by 2G it was, right? Can I take this 2G into H? See, it was like this, divided by 2G divided by 2G. So I can combine it into 1 and then I can take this side. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
So V2 square minus V1 square. Now V2 square minus what is V1 square? A2 square V2 square divided by A1 square. Am I right? Because V1 is A2 V2 by A1. So A2 V2 by A1, but everyone's square because this is V1 square. If I take V2 square common, what I will get?
One minus.
A2 by A1 squares, right?
Yes.
Equals to 2GH. Okay, or V2 square is equal to V2 square into A1 square minus A2 square divided by A1 square. Am I right? Just
Yeah.
LCM. A1 square minus A2 square divided by A1 square equals to 2GH. Or what is V2 square is equal to 2GH A1 square divided by A1 square minus A2 square. Is this correct?
Yes.
Now I want to remove this 2 square. So I should take square root, right? If I take square root, what will be V2? V2 will be equal to under root of 2GH under root of this, and here A1 square is, so I can just remove the square, right? So I will get V2 is equal to 2GH A1 divided by A1 square minus A2 square. Now what I need, what is my aim to what I want to get from this equation? My ultimate aim is to get the discharge, right? Okay. So what will be the discharge now? Yes, can you tell me what is discharge? A2 V2, right? Or A1 V1. So Q is equal to A2 V2. Now what is V2? V2 is, so can I say this A1 A2 divided by under root of A1 square minus A2 square into 2GH. Is this correct? A1 divided by under root of A1 square minus A2 square into root 2GH, only multiplied by the A2. Okay, so this is the discharge equation. This is the theoretical or ideal volume flow rate. A1 A2 divided by, now what we need? So if you are using the Venturi meter, so the device, for the device you already know what is the diameter at 1 and 2, that is at the inlet and at the throat. So if you know the two areas of the instrument already known, so you know these values, A1 A2 divided by A1 square minus. What is the other things unknown? Only unknown is H here, right? Am I right? If
Yes,
A1
yes.
and
Yes.
A2 for the instrument is known, say for example, if you see this pen, if you go for any shop, almost the same size of the pen will be same, right? So if you know your instrument, you know the size. So A1 and A2 will be known things, okay? For a particular pipe diameter, you know this. 2G is already known. H is the only thing. So here a discharge is related to the pressure, that is H. Okay, and this is the theoretical value, and for actual value they usually use a term called as CD. So Q actual is equal to, they use a term called as CD, coefficient of discharge. A factor is they multiply to get the actual value. So A1 A2 divided by the A1 square minus A2 square into 2GH. Okay, so this is theoretical and this is actual if you multiply it by some factor. This factor comes from the experiment, okay, that if you measure it and you know the actual value you are supplying, and if you are measuring, if there is difference between the two, you know that there are some losses. So this CD is the just a factor, and it is called as the coefficient of discharge. Okay. Now here H is equal to X into S H divided by SP minus 1. It is equal to X into SP divided by SL minus 1. Now, please pay attention. This is important. What is S? S is the specific gravity. S is specific gravity. So if in the manometer, do you remember manometer, YouTube manometer? Which side is higher head? This side, right? Okay. So if this is SH or manometer, if manometer has heavy fluid than the pipe, okay, then the pipe, then what will happen? If this is heavier than that, this value is considered as X, and if you don't have water or any other values, so this X, to get H, what you need to do? X into SH divided by SP minus 1, okay, for that fluid. If this is lighter than the fluid for passing through the pipe, then you need to get the H from this relation, that X is equal to SP. Here I am writing P for pipe, which is, you know, the pipe or the device, and H is, if it is heavy in the manometer, heavy fluid in manometer in YouTube. Okay, if the YouTube fluid, that is manometer fluid, is lighter than the pipe fluid, then we need to use this relation, light or lighter fluid in YouTube. If you remember, I told you that P1 minus P2 is equal to rho GH, right? When you are applying at section 1 and 2, is it the pipe fluid or manometer fluid 1 and 2? At 1 and 2?
Pipe.
It is pipe fluid, right? But
Yes.
what is the H here? Is it the height of manometer fluid or pipe fluid?
Manometer.
Manometer fluid.
Manometer, right?
Yes.
So we need to take this rho G of manometer or pipe manometer, right? Okay. So this H is basically now comes from this relation. To convert that, to take care the, so now this rho GH, what we consider in our derivation is considering that this is X and H is from the relation between the whether which one is heavier and lighter, based on that. Okay, if you have not understood, then no problem. Okay, when you will solve the problems, you will understand that. So just consider that to get the H in terms of, the fluid in the pipe, we need to take the density ratio. and density is equal to what? Specific gravity into the density of water, right? So here it is density of fluid in manometer divided by density of pipe, fluid in pipe. So if you take the specific gravity of both and multiply the water density, then you can cancel water density. So SH and SP will come. That is only specific gravities. Okay. Please write down this. This is important for this. Have you written this formula for the actual discharge? Okay.
Yes.
Let's solve one numerical related to this. Okay. Most of the time I'm using this solved problem in from the Bansal book, so that if you are missing something, then you can just go and read from that book. Say there is a venturimeter. So this is also a problem from the book. So we have first throat section, convergent, then throat section, then okay. Now this is 1 and this place is say 2. Some fluid is going passing through this, and we have U tube, and the U tube fluid is edging. It is given that the diameter of the convergent section, that is at 1, it is equal to 30 centimeters. Okay, and at 2, what is the diameter at 1? That is the diameter of the pipe. Okay, and what is the diameter of the throat section? 15 centimeters, that is D2. And it is given that the height of the difference of the pressure in the U tube manometer X, the level of pressure showing in the manometer is X, is equal to 20 centimeters of Hg, that is mercury. Okay, so and water is flowing from this pipe. What is flowing inside the pipe is water, and we are using mercury in the manometer. So we have the heavier fluid in the
Manometer.
manometer compared to the water. Okay, and it is given that CD is equal to 0.98. We need to find the discharge. We need to find the actual discharge. You can write Q ACT, actual discharge. ACT, actual discharge. Okay, can you help me now? Okay, first of all,
We'll find H.
we will get H. Okay. So what is H is equal to X into
SH over SP minus 1.
SP minus 1. X is equal to 20 centimeters. So you can say 20 by 100 to convert in meter. Okay. SS is how much? What is the specific gravity of Mercury? If you don't remember, remember this value.
13.
Yes, 13.64 or 13.6 divided by specific gravity of water is 1. Because we compare with everything with water, right? What is specific gravity? Density of that fluid divided by density of water. If you are taking for water, it is water density divided by water density, which is 1 minus 1. So how much it is coming? So 13.6 minus 1, that is 12.6.
2.52.
2.52 meters. Okay. Now can you please calculate A1 and A2? A1 is equal to pi by 4. How much is the diameter at 1? 30 centimeters, right? Okay. So 30 divided by 100 square. Similarly, A2. Can you give me these values? A1 and A2.
0.114. This is for A1, and for A2, 0.02864.
No, this is not correct.
No, A1
Doctor, A1
0.07.
0.7.
Yes, 0.076
Yes.
Yes.
meter square, and A2 is 0.011.
Yes, correct.
Okay, please, if you have not gotten this value, please confirm again. Okay, that A1 is coming 0.076. A1 equals to pi by 4. Diameter is 30. So 30 centimeter it is. So divide by 100. Then take a square. So 0.0706
06.
meter square. Okay. And similarly, A2 is coming 0.0176
76.
meter square. Okay. Now you got both in meter square and this is in meter. Now you can keep in the equation. Now what is the equation for the CD? Quotient, what is the Q actual? Q actual is equal to CD
A1, A2
A1
over square root of A1 minus A2 square.
A1 square minus A2 square
Yes.
into
Square root of 2GH.
2GH. Can you put these values now? CD is 0.98. A1 is 0.07606 into 0.0176 over 0.0706 square minus 0.0176 square into 2 into 9.81 into 2.52. Am I right?
Yes. I got 0.125.
So discharge, actual discharge is coming 0.125. Okay,
Yes, Doctor, correct.
76. Okay, now what is the unit? You have taken everything in meters, right? So it will be meter cube per second. Okay, or if you multiplied with 1000, if you
Liter per
multiply,
second.
yes, 125.76 liters per second.
Doctor, I have a question.
Yes.
What is CD exactly?
CD is actually, see, simple it is. It is Q actual divided by Q theoretical. Q theoretical. Now, how much, what is theoretical? Q theoretical is equal to, what we got is actually Q theoretical. How much it is? It is equal to A1, A2 divided by under root of A1 square minus A2 square 2GH. This is Q theoretical because we consider this ideal, right? If you remember Bernoulli equation when we applied, have we considered HL loss of head?
No.
No, right? So this is actually the theoretical or ideal flow rate. But in reality, there is some loss of head due to maybe friction or maybe the HVR, there may be some the instrument, for example, the manometer is not correct. Okay, or human error, for example, the human eye is not able to get the exact value of H. Okay, so
Okay,
actually you have this instrument in the lab in our department. You could have seen those things. Okay, almost every lab has a venturimeter, such kind of things. So there you have the experiments to do the check. Okay, so when you check this column, you may have a fluid like this. Okay, so which one to take, this one or this one, like that you have some errors. Okay, so considering those things, it is said that actually is always less than theoretical or ideal. So how much less? Usually the error comes is around say 2%. So what will be the value of CD? 0.98. That is the actual is 98% of ideal, considering 2% losses. Okay, so this is a almost a guess that there are certain errors related to this. Okay, so considering that we have the CD. In fluid mechanics or the flow through measurements, we have three C's: CC, CV, and CD. These are very famous, and CD is equal to actually CC into CV, where CD is the coefficient of discharge, CV is the coefficient of velocity, and CC is the coefficient of contraction. Okay, when we will study the pitot tube, we will see CV there. If you study orifice meter, you will see CC. Okay, like what is this CD? Actual to theoretical, right? Discharge flow rates. Similarly, CV is defined as actual velocity divided by the theoretical velocity. What is the theoretical velocity it has come? If you see this 2gh. Okay. If you see the unit, what will be the unit of 2gh?
Meter per second.
It is coming meter per second. Okay. So v actual divided by 2gh. So actual velocity divided by theoretical velocity. What is the theoretical velocity? 2gh. Okay. See, this is v square divided by 2g is equal to say h, right? So v square is 2gh, or what is v? V equals to under root of 2gh. Actually, this comes from the Bernoulli equation only. So in that case, theoretical divided by or actual divided by theoretical is the CV. Okay. One last thing I will show. Whenever you have pipe, okay, say for example, if you use some kind of say pipe like this, and say some liquid is coming out of it. Okay. So there is a phenomena that if this diameter is a fixed value, any fluid will go to a small area, then you have the larger area. So even if there is no convergent divergent section, naturally what happens, there is a distance after that, very small area will be there, then it will again diverge fluid flow. This is the natural process or the natural property of the flow, that if you have a pipe, if you see jet of water, if you try jet through the water, there will be a small area and then it will again increase flow diameter. So this is called as the natural contraction. So this area divided by this area is called as this. The ratio of this contraction area divided by actual area is called as the CC. Okay, so we don't have that as of now. Just you ask that CD. That's why I explained this. So we have only two in our discussion. So CV will discuss when we'll see our next device, that is pitot tube. I hope you have understood venturimeter clearly, right? Venturimeter is clear. Okay.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, yes.
One important thing. Of course, I will give you which problem to solve from the book, but we will only consider horizontal venturimeter as of now for your horizontal venturimeter. We will not consider for our analysis venturimeter which are vertical in nature. Are you getting this? This is venturimeter vertical, right? Okay. If can you see
Yes,
this?
doctor.
Okay. So in this case, what happens? Actually, Z1 is not equal to Z2 here. If
Yes,
it is
yes.
horizontal, then only Z1 will become to Z2. So if you want to solve for vertical or inclined venturimeters, then you need to again apply the. So this is the inclined venturimeter. So we will not consider these two in our analysis. We will only focus on horizontal venturimeter. You cannot use directly formula. You need to again apply here the Bernoulli equation and take the difference between the two. Is that clear?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, we'll stop here. In the next class, we will study the pitot tube. Okay. See you next class.